Well, heading down the road, I was 7 minutes into this video, and the race office in Mohawk called me. They couldn't get a hold of Harry. The reception's terrible at first line, so it's not shocking. Sintra wasn't getting in the race at Grand River. They asked if they could use him in the bottom class. Now it's a 4,000 at Mohawk. Okay, I guess so. So I'm going to have to text Harry. I'm sure it's not going to be... Well, it was either that or not race, so I guess whatever. Not ideal, but just the way it's going to shake down. Now, I was doing my video. I wanted to update everybody on a number of things. It was so funny. I left Northfield Park with these glasses on. I got 5 miles down the road on the turnpike, and it was a torrential downpour. Put the sunglasses up here. A mile and a half of rain. Sun comes out. Put the sunglasses back on. A mile and a half down the road. It's pouring rain again. I'm just going to maybe leave them on the seat. Oh, there comes the sun again. So, I guess we'll start with... How should I start? I guess I'll just start with the news of the day. A little surprised, as you were, when I saw... I wasn't surprised that I saw Mel Gibson in the Houghton. I texted Ron Burke, and the relationship with Ronnie is business. I know him very well, but he doesn't talk a lot. He's hard to get information out of all the time because he's busy, right? We're all busy, and that's what I knew when we signed him lower. We signed up for that knowingly. It's just the way it is. Texted him. I said, hey, I didn't realize the Houghton was this weekend. I see they got a consolation also. I know we don't want any part of your other colt, TCI, or any of those top colts, but geez, it'd be nice to snag a spot in that $100,000 consolation that they're calling for, I believe. He goes, okay, I'll look into it. All right. I'm at the Meadows yesterday. He comes up to me. He's at the qualifiers. Comes up to me. He says, Adam was going to train that colt this morning. If he trained good, he's going to put him in the Houghton. I said, oh, cool. Never heard another word. So then she comes out and somebody says, oh my God, Mel Gibson's in the Houghton going for 420. But he drew the 9-hole. He always draws the 9-hole, doesn't he? Isn't that his assigned position for the year? Oh, the 9-hole's going to hurt this time, though. But, hey, listen. It is what it is. We were aiming for the consolation, ended up with the final. I knew that 80,000 he made was maybe enough to get him in there, but hoping it wasn't. You know, you factor in all the top horses from each jurisdiction. Maybe that would bump him. In fact, I don't even think it was close to bumping him. Anyway, it is what it is. Mel Gibson's going to race. Also, somebody said Tactical Mounds. Anthony, geez, I thought you said they were going to go right to the final. This is going to be 5 weeks in a row for the final. I get it. Just relax, okay? This isn't a 2-mile race that we have to ship to France to race in. It's 5 weeks in a row in North America. Go easy. And coming into that 5 weeks that she's going to race in a row, she had 3 weeks off. So let's go easy. She's going to race in the elimination and race in the final. It's a 7 or 8 horse field, 7 horse field maybe for the elimination. We were hoping they'd go right to the final, but that just wasn't the case. That wasn't an option. We don't get to hand them the $30,000 supplemental fee and say, okay, we'll race, but only if we go right to the final. Doesn't work that way. There was no option to know. So she's going to race in the Elegant Image eliminations, and then I talked yesterday extensively about Memory and Imaginations. My 2 cents on it. As of right now, he's 12th. He is not in Kentucky, but he is entered in Kentucky. And truthfully speaking, what is with this hat today? And truthfully speaking, I have every belief he'll make the final in Kentucky, and I certainly have no issue with that. Now, that's 3 things to talk about off the top. Obviously, we're getting close to the sale, so I will start this video also with saying thank you very much for the people that... You guys have to understand how important it is that these buckets sell out. I can't look at all the horses I want to look at until I know what's on the table. It's another thing somebody said the other day, well, you know we're going to buy the horses. No, I don't. How would I know that? I'm looking at a yearling we had bought by International Money the other day that still has 80-some shares available. So how would I know that you're going to buy the shares of the babies? Where are we going to get the 83% paid for of Felix, of Never Lose Felix? It's not an easy thing to do, right? Someone's got maid left. He's got, it turned off on me. You bugger. Horses in the stable. Yeah, right now, Never Lose Felix, 82%. Now you can only imagine if I had no buckets, no money paid up, and I go to the sale, I would have to believe that everybody would just buy the shares. And what would I go on? Because I see a Never Lose Felix here with 82 shares left. The two Illinois fillies still have lots left. So it makes it very difficult for me to go there. Rather than going there focusing on the horses, the catalog, what I like, what I don't like, what I think they're worth, what we're able to pay for them, without just going there and focusing on my job, I have to also have the added stress of wondering, geez, who am I going to call to buy these horses? No. It's just, I can't do that. I can't go to the sale and do it. So for the people that actually bought the bucket shares, I truly appreciate it. I see that now the premium horse at 33 shares. As soon as we buy that premium horse, there's only a select grouping of horses that would fall into that category. And as soon as we buy that horse, I suspect everybody in the stable will be rushing to buy those shares. I'm not that worried about one premium horse. That one doesn't bother me. The two buckets do a little bit, and you guys got them down to 29 and 25. So I appreciate it. I would like it to say 0, but the world's never perfect. And as I said, I think it is very, very important for everybody to understand, because I did have an email from somebody saying, I don't really like the bucket system. What I'm going to do is wait until you had bought the horses, and then there's always shares available. I'll just buy whatever I want after. Be forewarned. Anybody that owns a share in the bucket, from Friday at the sale till Monday at 9 a.m., will have every opportunity to buy every share of every horse they want out. So although it's unlikely, there is a possibility that every horse will say 0 beside its name on Monday at 9 a.m. I'm just letting everybody know. That isn't a threat. I guess it is. Kind of. Without it being a threat, it's a threat. I just need everybody to understand that. So I truly appreciate the confidence and the help from everybody that had bought the shares. It means a lot to me. I appreciate it. And for everybody that didn't, for whatever reason, hopefully there will be shares left. And if there is, by all means, please clean them up as soon as the sale's over, as soon as Monday morning at 9 a.m. arrives, because that is what time we're going to unlock all the shares that are available for everybody to look at and buy. So that's that out of the way. I had sent you an email. Now, hold on. If you're not a member of the stable, you did not get that email. That was a eyes-only email for our clients. The horses we're looking at, the horses I have interest in. I believe there were 58 horses on the list I sent you. Somewhere in that 58 and beyond that 58, we will make up the 2024 team, stable Ohio team, so to speak. Our string for Ohio will be made up of those horses and the other horses that we've already bought. Also, we have, I don't have them here by year. Yes, I do. We have Oh Hill No already. That's No Chance in Hill's filly, sister. 31 shares left of her, by the way. That should say 0. We have I'm Ready Too, who we haven't picked up yet. That is Castiel's brother by Marseille. Pretty impressed with that horse. And I must say, too, I saw a number of the Marseille said really interested me in the sale. And one of them I was very, very interested in. I can't wait to see that horse in person. And then I Don't Play Nice, the Long Tom at a Muscle Chrome. I'm going to pick that horse up this week. And then we have the two that we bought privately. We have Gorgeous Package. Where's the other one? Blue Ventura. That's our horse, isn't it? No, that's the other one, Blue Ventura. And then we have Dancing by Myself. That is our old mare that we sold, Stolen Dances, full. Also, so we have a number of horses to pick up and a number of horses for Ohio already. And then we will likely pick up between 12 and 15, I suspect, at the sale on Friday. So again, thank you everybody that has been pre-participating, so to speak. It is much appreciated. For those of you who are hanging back for whatever reason, I hope you get the shares that you want, but no guarantees. Now, I did want to talk about quickly a run through of what took place yesterday and what is taking place. What is taking place tomorrow and the next day. You guys know my brother Mark agreed to come into town and drive Thursday overnights. Friday is going to drive insider trading. Pull the shoes. I was a little indifferent. I was going to mean to talk to Tim and maybe not race her on Friday, but she's only got the one start left this year, so I guess we'll race her. I'm not super optimistic. She's a little tricky to begin with, and not a horse that needs the rail. It's like all the times that Hornplayer drew the rail. We gladly trade the 7-hole for the rail with Pull the Shoes, but nevertheless, she has drawn the rail on Friday, and I'm skeptical but hopeful, I guess is the easiest way to put it. Pull the Shoes, not coming in ideal circumstances either, but again, if there was any help, it would be who is driving her. Mark will do a great job. Mark is a very, very good driver, so I'm sure we'll be fine there. We're lucky in that regard for Thursday and Friday. Saturday I will be at the Meadows, but today I'm heading over to the Meadows also. We'll talk about today's races. We only have one at the Meadows today, and that's Think of Galaxies. I'd like to race her from mid-pack, or at least not on the front. Let's start with not on the front. We're going to put a snake cord on her today and try and race her from mid-pack. You just can't put her on the front every week, and that was pretty evident last week. She got burned up a little bit and got picked off at the end, finishing fourth. She fought on right to the wire, almost come back on for third, but was a beaten fourth. We'll try and turn the tables on them today. Yesterday, I see on the calendar, Curtis has not omitted our two best finishers yesterday. A Sliver of Fashion, who raced fantastic, and Atlas Hanover, who was second. So we'll start with a Sliver of Fashion. I told you guys we are trying to, those foot soldiers that we are buying, and I'll talk about one that we bought yesterday also. You want a glimpse at what we're trying to do. When you look at all the jurisdictions as a whole, like when you look at the entire playing field the way that we can at the stable, there is ways to manipulate the jurisdictions. So you have a horse like Cupid Express with a number of wins and money, but she still fed denominators of 2 or 3 at Northfield, and then the same at the Meadows, made that break at Northfield, then went over to the Meadows, and has been lights out since she got there. Take a Sliver of Fashion, another horse with wins, speed, and money made. Fits the maiden last night and looks like an absolute layover. He looked like an absolute layover last night racing in that maiden class. He'll move up just one notch, and as he moves up, we had bought a horse yesterday to take his place. This is a filly with 4 lifetime wins, a Father Patrick homebred with 4 lifetime wins and 50-some thousand made. She's going to slide right into that same maiden, and her name was Halakai. She was purchased yesterday. I think we paid $21,000 for Halakai, and she fits at numbers 1, numbers 2, numbers 3, that same path forward. So rather than racing horses where we're like, if we find the right class and we luck out, we're in a position now with B. Lisa where she's in a little tougher. You may see her move on, right? She's now reached her level from around here. She's reached her ceiling, so to speak. So we may move her on. As long as we keep having horses coming up from in behind, like Halakai, like a Sliver of Fashion, and those types of horses, Unique Style. Those are horses that can do us some good along the way. When they go on the track at 1-5, 8-5, 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, we're going to have good results. We will. But when we get on the track at 10-1 and 9-1 and 15-1, bad things are going to happen, and that's a guarantee. So, and I see also, you guys, maybe I didn't tell you early enough, or maybe you missed the boat, but when it comes to, where are we going here? Halakai. I'll close it, open it back up. When it comes to Halakai, I believe you guys have maybe missed the boat a little bit on this horse. Still, a number of shares were available in Halakai. 71. I guess nobody watched the races last night. Halakai's a horse that's probably going to fit in immediately. And we talk about, I like to use the term, or the phrase, immediate impact. That's what we're looking at when you look at horses like a Sliver of Fashion and a Halakai. These are horses that can and will make an immediate impact in our barn in Ohio or Pennsylvania or wherever you choose to race them. Same as a Divine Zeddy or whatever its name is that's in Yonkers. That filly, again, should do good. And if Megan says, it's just not a numbers 2 type at Yonkers, no problem. Send her back here. She's a maiden here at Northfield. So it's all about buying the right horses and being able to move the horses around so that maybe things are a little difficult in Kentucky or Indiana for some of them, but here in Ohio or they're in New York or in Pennsylvania, they're going on the track at 3 to 5, 4 to 5, 9 to 5, 2 to 1. That's what we want to see, and that's what we're doing. So a great race last night by a sliver of fashion, kind of an easy type of winner. Earplugs in 59 and looked very, very good doing it. Prince Charmer and Sweeney were okay. Prince Charmer, I think, was a little sick, come off his feet a little bit today also. So he wasn't on the top of his game last night. That was pretty evident. For a horse that won in 59 and looked rather comfortable at Northfield, really rolly in the turns last night, and I had to hold him together. So I had the Beck over him, but I think it was more or less just his feet are bugging him a little bit, and a little bit just not on the top of his game last night. Sweeney was great for a horse that was a little colicky. We had to scratch him last week. Didn't get a chance to train him up tight, put him in to go, and have him finish up 5th, but right in behind them. That was a great race by him and a great drive by Ryan Stahl. Really happy with him last night, and I'll give Prince Charmer a pass because he's had his moments where he's been very good. Last night was not one of them, but he wasn't awful. He just wasn't good last night. Gandalf the Black proved he can race on a half-mile track as a 3-year-old, which is good because that's all that's left outside of Mohawk this time of year. So it's nice to see Gandalf the Black race good. And somebody said, I can't believe he's going to come back in 4 days. Easy now. Tuesday back Saturday, racing at Flamborough, back at Sarnia. Not the end of the world, right? Not the end of the world. I think it's not like we asked him to race a marathon on Tuesday and back and another one in another city on Saturday. He'll be just fine. Gandalf the Black will be fine on Saturday. What a Mission made a break last night. Now, you don't have to be Inspector Clouseau to figure out what happened. We've had flip-flops off him for 2 starts. They just happen to be his last 2 starts. Both starts with X's on his lines. It's not really hard to figure out what had happened. He's just a little footsore, and he's not comfortable with his shoes like that. Even bled a little bit last night. So we are going to put him on Lasix for his next race, and it will be in a fair race in Delaware Jug Week. Now, Jason had messaged me and said, hey, why don't we just race Coop in that 15,000 race if it fills next week, and Mission too. Good idea, but Mission would have to qualify to race in a pari-mutuel race. He can race in the fair in Delaware, no big deal. And I believe coming off a pretty stressful 2 or 3 weeks, let's just race him in with horses he should do well. There's no cakewalks. I'm not going to roll out the red carpet and fill out the check before the race, made out to the stable, What a Mission, and sit it in the counter and just say, come get it after the races. No. You have to go and earn it. And I suspect he will. I'm sure he'll do fine. He's going to have to go and earn it in Delaware this week. Really happy with what I saw from Don't Talk About Bruno. You can see he looks very immature still. This is a horse that I think will excel at 3. Let's finish out his 2-year-old year, much like we did with Resolute Bay. The exact same situation. Go back and look at his race as a 2-year-old. Just looks very green and immature at 3. Same type of thing. And then later in the summer into the fall, he really blossomed into a really, really nice horse. Who, by the way, is coming back a lot sounder and looking good at Harrisburn. And then White Tiger last night. No, I wasn't thrilled with the race. You can see he lined up beside James. James told him he's a trip horse. But just to get this is what I hate about running up and down the class ladder, is that a third of your races every year are garbage. They're complete, it's a complete dumpster fire for at least a third of them. Take them back, run them up the wood, complete waste of time. And it's frustrating to me. I would much rather race numbers 1, 2, 3 horses that I know when they go on the track, they should be good. Now, you race a Patrick DePron or Kings County, they're going to slip sometimes. They're going to be poor sometimes. They're going to catch tough classes sometimes. But for the most part, pound for pound, belong in that class and will do good. And it annoys me that, take them to the back and run them up the wood. I hate it. Not a big fan of it. And, it's the position we're in with Tiger now. Those horses still, if they can race competitively all year. Now, this year he didn't, but last year he was just a shade shy of 100,000 made. Now, hopefully he'll come back to that next year. A trotter like him, you'll see him slide a bit, but he's usually pretty good, right? Usually pretty good. And he's had a decent year, and it hasn't really shown up the way we hoped on the right side of his card. But at the same token, last night, I can't really blame Scotty. He didn't know the horse that well, and James was saying, just go easy. It's a tough class. And you can see him just sitting there. It's just a go-around trip, and I hate them. I can't really blame him for that. It's just the way it played out. So enough about that. It's not the end of the world. They'll be next week. Today, I have Think of Galaxies and a couple other drives in Pennsylvania. I'm going to make my way back First, I'm going to watch 5 fish species. Here's a filly that's been absolutely crushing it the last 2 months and draws the 7-hole in the final tonight. So too bad. Listen, horses do win at the 7-hole. Is it often? No. The percentage of winners at the 7-hole at Batavia would be minimal, I would think. Play the hand you're dealt. You're going to have to. So we'll see how Fish does tonight. I have Wallop. We changed a little bit of the gear on Wallop tonight. I want to see him be a little more behaved. We'll see how he races. He is up in class also. After tonight, I think you'll see him head towards Plain Ridge. They have the Massachusetts Sire Stakes coming up at the end of the month that he fits. So Wallop will be heading down to Mark and Melissa Beckwith this week. Really don't care. Outside Post tonight. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to think. We will see. I expect she'll race well. But we'll see how Really Don't Care races. We'll see how she races tonight at Northfield Park. She's only ever raced at Northfield one time, and that just happens to be where she was a winner. And then we've Merchant Man tonight. Oh my God. We've been racing him in a tougher Elmer's a 2, even Elmer's a 3 at the Meadows, and he fit the maiden if you put a tag on him at Northfield. Oh my God. He's way down in class tonight. Now, he is off 2 weeks. He isn't super tight, and he is super Merchant Man, which means he's rather ordinary. But he is way down in class, so I expect good things from him tonight also. We got Unique Style, How the Hell, also racing. And we're missing a horse here, too. Curtis. I know Mark has 3 horses in tomorrow. Unique Style, How the Hell, and another horse. And then we have, when's Horn Player race? Is that Friday also? Maybe he doesn't have it up. Yeah, that is Friday. Thursday, we do have another horse in that is not on this list, and then I see Winter Bells is in also. We gotta try to clean this up a little bit. Anyway, that's a little update. I'll be busy as a bugger Thursday and Friday. Looking at babies Thursday, gonna bring you some videos. Friday, we're gonna be bidding on those horses and trying to bring home and set up the 2024 Ohio State team for the stable.ca, and that will take place on Friday morning. So again, I'll end the video where I kind of started it. I appreciate all the confidence you guys have in us acquiring these horses and fitting them into those buckets, and I appreciate all the trust that you put in me. So with that, I'm going to let you go. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Good luck to everybody with the Think of Galaxies crew this afternoon, and with 5 fish species, Wallop, Really Don't Care, and Merchant Man tonight. Good luck. I will talk to you all very soon.